Let's check with Randy.
Well, we can check on Chad Little. Of course, you guys documented Chad was complaining the car was tight. They went ahead and stuck a little piece of wedge in the left front, and they adjusted the air pressure in Chad's tires, trying to get him to loosen up just a little bit. One other guy, Mike Wallace, a little wedge out, a rubber in the right front. You're seeing a lot of that on first pit stops right now. Also adjusted air pressure on Mike Wallace's car. And let's go down pit road and see what Larry McReynolds has for us. Larry?
Okay, the story on the David Green car, unfortunately, is they have lost a cylinder, so on the first pit stop that they made, they tried to isolate what's missing as far as a spark plug wire or something of that nature. They really couldn't find nothing, so I think they're saying it's probably a rocker arm or something. So they come back in then to take advantage of putting the fuel in it and getting the fresh tires. On the Johnny Benson car, a little bit of air pressure out of the right front because the car was pushing. A little bit of trouble on the left side tires, but they're backing away.
Thanks, Larry. We are back under green at lap 66.
Boy, there's a lot going on in the pits because, again, no practice, and everybody's working on their car trying to get it dialed in here.
Bobby Hillen on the tail end of the lead lap leads the pack in the Penelope Lance Snacks Ford. Mike Wallace right behind him may have only taken on 2 tires, putting him to the front of the field.
Ooh, Mark Martin was looking low, looking high. We have a spin on the front straightaway. Chad Little made the 360 and kept going.
No caution.
Big cloud of tire smoke, and away he goes. Ooh, look at the back bumper. That didn't look like that a bit ago.
I'd say he had a little help there, huh? All I saw him when he went around. Jeff Green's running a whale of a race here. You see him there in 3rd spot coming by right now. Of course, Mark Martin's really setting a pace out here, but Jeff Green's driving a great race.
Yeah, and you know something? There's Mike Wallace leading the race again. That young man has figured out a way to get to the front almost every time I watch him race, and that's pretty impressive.
They had a 17-second pit stop, so may have only gotten 2 tires on that one. Show you what just happened here. Well, first off, let's look at this battle for the lead.
I was going to say impressive to lead, but it's impressive to stay there. You see Mark Martin going back to a very familiar spot here.
You always look good coming, but boy, you look bad going.
Mark Martin's going to take Jeff Green with him underneath Mike Wallace for the lead.
Wow, I'm telling you, Jeff Green's just as fast as Mark is right now. It looks like he may be getting through the corners just as well. Down the straightaway, Mark might get off the corner just a little bit better right along here.
Mark's sitting there thinking, you know, Dale Earnhardt is telling him, boy, I want you to lead this race. And Mark's smart enough to say, boy, I'm going to let you.
We'll see. Jeff Green in that black Goodwrench Chevrolet goes right up on the back bumper of Mark Martin. As this stabilizes a minute, let's show you what happened a moment ago. Look for the yellow car of Chad Little.
Yeah, it just got a traffic jam. It all backed up there in front of him, and it was bam, 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 and he caught the worst of the deal.
Boy, Kevin LePage was very, very lucky on the inside there. He almost collected him.
You know what? He could have done that last week and still won the race.
Yeah, what a difference today makes.
Man, last week he was so fast, and this week he's struggling.
What a tense moment for Chad Little.
You know, this is a humbling business.
I can see that. You got pretty humbled last week.
I sure did.
Oh,
I had all those cameras in my car. They watched everything I did.
See this black and white car making it too wide coming through. Oh,
trouble on Jeff Green.
Trouble.
I'm just really concerned about the durability on these.
It's backfiring out the exhaust pipe here. I don't know whether it's the ignition or what, but I've seen a big gray smoke come out of the right side.
I expect she dropped the valve.
Jim Bound back behind the wall. The Amoco Fuel Oil Company. Number 51 made a couple of laps and has now gone back to the pits. And Jeff Green is going to, looks like, coast it around here. Can he get to the opening at turn 2?
No, he won't make it.
Not going to turn in.
Well, I'll tell you, I know we got a...
Kenny Wallace is making a bid here in the 8 car.
I know we got to watch the leader of this race, but our friend, Mr. Little, is doing about like we did last week. He is dicing and diving out there right now and coming through traffic.
This battle here is 3rd place. Johnny Benson underneath Mike Wallace now. And caution is out for the 3 car of Jeff Green that has stopped at the exit of turn 2. Boy, Benson and Wallace don't want to give this race up.
Well, they race back to the flag here. Here they come down right now.
And Benson takes a spot under caution. 3rd caution of the day, lap 76 for Jeff Green in the back straightaway. Hermie Sadler's car is back out on the racetrack after making repairs from his spin as part of the first caution of the day. We'll be right back after this. But Mark is checking out.
Yeah, he is. Kenny got a terrible start there. I don't know. Lap traffic got a little bit in his way, and now he's dropped about 8 or 10 car lengths behind the 60 car, Mark Martin.
The way this front straightaway is, buddy, going down into turn 1 is such a swing, you know, such a D shape that you can lose position just by being in the wrong place, getting in that corner.
You call this a straightaway?
Well, it's not. They call it a D. I guess it's pretty much a D.
Like a rounded side of a D.
That's it.
Along the front stretch.
You know, you never stop turning. Once you enter turn 3 there, you never stop turning. You get back to turn 1.
Now, see the curve here. They did this on purpose when they enlarged this track from half a mile so that all the fans along the front stretch, like in Michigan, could see without having to look over the tops of other people. Great for the fans, a little tough on the drivers.
Not only that, but we got all the pits on one side.
Yes.
Say, we should not have a racetrack with 2 pits. They all be on one side.
David Green coming up on the inside.
Whoa, he got a little help there getting in the corner. Elton Sawyer give him a little tap in the back. That's the problem to having the cylinder down.
Yeah,
there.
he's just, he can get through the corner and off the corner, but he can't get down the straightaway, and that's right where people catch him. See, he can go through the corner pretty quick.
Jeff Fuller right behind him on the lead lap.
He can call in now and say, I'm running wide open.
And here's Chad Little trying to battle back up through. And a little further back. There's that group, including David Green.
Darrell, you could have the fastest car out there and get bad track position and get hung up in real heavy traffic here, and it'd take you 20 laps to get out of heavy traffic and really make a run on people.
Yeah, because the track is so wide, so many grooves, so many places you can run, so many ways to enter turns here that, boy, you get caught in the wrong place, it hurts you.
3 different leaders, 3 caution flags for 15 laps. Tail of the race so far as they push the Duralube number 64 of Dirk Stevens back to the garage here. Second place.
Boy, Johnny Benson's really got this thing handling well. He's moved right up on Kenny Wallace now. He's got to get away from Peterwa. The 55 car there is Tim Peterwa, and he's a good runner, but he's not quite as quick as this guy right in front of him.
Peterwa is 1 lap down. Little Joe's number 55.
Looks like Kenny Wallace may have an extremely fast car up off the corner. Johnny Benson's car seems to get in the corner a little bit better, Darrell.
Dennis Setzer around the outside of Mike Wallace.
That's beginning to be a popular pass. I've been watching several of the guys now making these wide passes in the corner. The cars must stick extremely well no matter where you're at on this racetrack.
Yeah, and the rain and the weather we've had is the track's clean. It's not got a lot of sand or dirt up in the high groove, and it's really easy to get in that corner on the high side and get traction that you need.
That pass was for 4th place. Kicks Wallace back to 5th. Here comes Mike McLaughlin in the 34 and Larry Pearson in 92. 86 laps complete. Mark Martin well out in front of this field after the last restart. Now Kenny Wallace and Johnny Benson trying to close in.
Coverage of the Hardee's Frisco 250 on TNN is brought to you by the more than 1,000 AutoZone stores across America. AutoZone, the best parts in auto parts.
Mark Martin continues to lead Kenny Wallace. Johnny Benson, a fast-closing Dennis Setzer in 4th place. That 5th place battle has been decided for now. There's a look at Benson and Setzer, 3rd and 4th. Mike McLaughlin has now moved up into the 5th spot, just ahead of what's been a great battle between Larry Pearson, Mike Wallace, Jason Keller, and Chad Little moving up. And Larry Pearson has fallen off the pace. He's very slow in the back straightaway. He's going to have to limp it around to get the pit lane.
Boy, they have not had one thing go right this whole season for Larry. I mean, he's been in some awful, awful bad luck situations.
Hey, Dennis Setzer, he's got this pedal to the metal. He's in there under Johnny Benson down in turn 1 and 2, passing him for 3rd place. He's on the move.
There's Chad Little. He's running quite well, but he can't get any kind of track position to make a run on anybody.
Boy, here's the battle for 3rd.
It's talking about Chad. He's lucky to be running after that spin he had early on. So he's doing a pretty good job just staying in the hunt.
Mike, the real impressive part, Dennis Hudson run his front group down from about a full straightaway back, and I mean, you can see the car. He just caught Benson. He just put him away. He's about 8 car lengths on him now going down the back straightaway. That
car ran really well at Rockingham last week, and they had an engine problem, I think. It knocked him out of the race.
Well, he's got a ways to go to catch Kenny Wallace, because Wallace has taken off in hot pursuit of Mark Martin.
See, when you got a tire race like, you know, you got to conserve tires to some degree. You never know how hard a guy's running. Is he running hard enough to lead or run second, or what is he doing? It's hard to tell sometimes.
So there's third and fourth. Let's get an update on the 5th place car of Mike Wallace. Here's Larry McReynolds.
I talked to Barry Owens, crew chief for the Mike Wallace car, and I think what's happened to them is they're getting this long green run, and they only changed right side tires a while ago. They was trying to save some of their left side tires for this long 250 lap race, considering they only get 2 sets. But I think on this long run, it's kind of biting him right now.
He has drifted back a bit in the field, Larry. Here comes Chad Little right up under him and under Tommy Houston.
It seems to me like I remember when this was a race where we sat up here for about 30 minutes trying to decide if everybody made the right move on tires.
Yes.
Taking 2, taking 4, not taking any.
And you were right. That's right.
But now we got Larry McReynolds down there, and he can tell us exactly what we're going to take.
Boy, he's an asset to any broadcast. You talk about somebody who knows his stuff, Larry McReynolds knows it.
Boy, Chad Little is in a pack of traffic. That Red Devil car, Tommy Houston, number 6, he's right up there battling for position.
I'm going to tell you, that 23 car has got good pedals in it.
Good pedals?
Uh-huh. It's got good gas pedals, it's got good brake pedals. Because I'm telling you, he's pushing on both of them all the time. he just grabs the wheels off that thing. Look at him right here.
Ooh, 3 wide. How could that have worked?
Tommy Houston made a very wise decision caught in the 3rd lane out there coming off the corner.
And here comes Bobby Dotter in the Hyde Tools car, 08, up to be part of this battle.
You know, Tommy Houston in the 6th car there. Is that him in that car? He's running pretty good today, too.
Yeah, looks real racy.
He's moving right up through the field, and he's one of those kind of guys you don't notice being in the race because it gets real late.
Jeff Green. Here's Glenn.
Well, Mike, unfortunately, they don't know anything yet. When Jeff was running second, the car just shut off. They had him to change the ignition boxes going around when he was coasting around. That didn't help. They brought it in. Tony Urey, the crew chief, told me he thought it was the rotor button on the distributor. They changed that. That didn't work. They changed plug wires. They have changed everything electrical and ignition-wise that they could. The car will not fire one single lick. So right now they're pushing him behind the wall. They're dumbfounded, baffled. They do not know what's wrong with the car.
Well, they need to go see Mark Goodwrench.
Mark Martin's off the pace.
And we have a new leader, Kenny Wallace.
Mark just came off of 2, and his car just quit. I believe there's some gremlins in the air today.
Well, they ran those as modifieds, but not since the late 70s.
I think, you know what it is? I think it's the ozones. I think the ozones are getting in there and messing up these cars.
Something's happening.
Yeah, Mark's not happy. He's switching the ignition there. You see him reach over. He's trying something different.
Yeah, he's trying to refire it. It won't fire.
That won't work. I said bump it, not pump it.
Yeah, you saw the camera mounts on Mark Martin's car. He's going to go to the garage. We have cameras on Mark and Dirk Stevens, but unfortunately, the low ceiling here, the low cloud cover, will not allow our helicopters that transmit that signal to get high enough up to bring it to you. So Mark is behind the wall after dominating much of this race. Let's check with Larry.
I'm telling you, the 92 car's got the same problem, just shut off like it might have a broken rotor button, broken timing chain. What we got to remember, for those of y'all that watched the Rockingham race last week, it was about this deep into the race, about 100 laps, 75, 80 miles, that all those motor gremlins started coming out.
Well, they're back.
I think that's going to be part of this whole process.
And I think we're about to see a Chevrolet lead this race. Now, Kenny Wallace is up front in a Ford in the Red Dog car. But here comes Dennis Setzer.
Boy, Dennis Setzer, he's got the pedal to the metal. He's doing what he has to do. He's catching up right now.
There's Setzer running in 2nd place. Johnny Benson is 3rd. Mike McLaughlin is 4th. Terry Labonte presently 5th.
You know, that 59 car, just in case you've forgotten, is the car that got Robert Presley the ride he has today because of the wins and the way he performed in that car. And it's doing the same thing for this young man.
Yes.
He's putting on a good show today, and he's going to win some races. He did win a couple already, I think. So got a lot of talent there.
So Kenny Wallace, who won here last September, leads this race with 107 laps complete.